Apple type mobile devices. Okay, so going forward with the demo now. So the whole point about this demo is to basically to show the developer environment, right? So what is a day-to-day developer working on a Jannah platform look like? Okay, so the whole idea of this presentation is to basically showcase that. Okay, so what I'll do, so I'll go here. I'm gonna clone the repository for the operator. All right, so I'm gonna start the demo by cloning the operator code base. Git clone. Okay. Let me move this up a little bit so I can see it. So you can see now the operator is sitting here locally. We just cloned it. Okay. So I'm gonna go into the operator code base. Okay. So before I get started, before I run the operator code base, there's some environment variables I need to copy over that I would need during my make commands, right? So let me show you. There's a make file for the operator. So I need to run a make jannah-config command, and what that does essentially, it builds, it generates config files that Jannah needs to operate. Okay, so but before I generate those config files, there's environment variables I need to feed into those config files. So what I'll do first, I'll say copy boot environment file. Okay. So now I have my boot environment file here. This file contains environment variables that the make file needs to run. So what I'll do now, at this point, we have our environment variable file copied into our cloned repository directory. So I'm going to run a make jannah-config command, right? Make jannah-config. Looks like this, right? So what that will do, it will create a Python environment file, a Python environment, and then it would install all our required Python modules into that Python environment. Right? So it's a virtual environment. So what this will do, it'll first say, okay, I need Python, right? So it will create a Python virtual environment. It would install all our required modules into that environment. So here's our listing. These are Python modules that Jannah need to run, right? So Jannah need all of these Python modules installed for the Django application at runtime. So it would create a Python environment, install those modules in there, and then generate a config file. Okay. So I'm going to say make jannah-config. So while that's happening, let's take a quick look. This is what our Kubernetes environment look like right now. Let's see what our Docker images look like. Okay, these are the Docker images we have right now. Okay, the CPUs are starting to get busy. Okay, so it's installing these modules. These are Python packages we're installing right now. Okay, these are all of the packages you see listed in the requirement file here. So let's install those, and then we'll move on with our demo. At this point, we're run jannah command, jannah-config command. What that does, it generate molecule configuration files as well as environment variables that we'll need downstream in our deployment. So those are being installed. While those are being installed, if you do htop command, you'll see, yes, indeed, yeah, CPUs are busy installing all of those packages. Let me check on the install again. So it's still installing. Okay. Okay, so now it's running molecule, running Ansible playbook to generate molecule configuration files. So it generates an environment variable for molecule. So whatever environment variables we need to feed into molecule, they will be put into that file. It generates a molecule configuration file. Okay. So now that we have a Python environment, so let's see what that Python environment looks like. All right. So we have this Python environment here at the Python. Let's take a look at it from the IDE. All right. So it installed Python here. So this is our local Python. All right. It's Python 3. It installed Ansible and all our required Python libraries. Okay. So these are all the libraries we need installed in Python for Django. Okay. So that's what that first command does. Okay, so a developer will typically do that first, and then the next command will be to say, I want to do a make molecule destroy. So basically, this is if anything was previously installed on a local laptop. I'm using a local laptop for demonstration. If you see here, we have Kubernetes running. If anything was previously installed on Kubernetes, so let's take a look at Kubernetes right now. So this is what Kubernetes looks like right now. So it's obviously not a lot going on. But if anything had been previously installed, it will be at this command where we delete that. So I'm going to run molecule destroy first, just to clear up our environment. Here, if you see, if we do images, if we do look at Docker images, if any image had been previously created, it will delete them at this point. Okay. So when we run the make molecule destroy command, let's go look at our molecule playbooks. So that's part of our end-to-end molecule scenario. So we're running this molecule destroy command. So it calls this task destroy.main YAML file. So if you go on the task, you go on the destroy, you see main, right? So what it does here, it's pruning containers, it's pruning Docker images, it's deleting directories that we had previously put there, okay? And it does also a cleanup. So if we had previously built any images, it would also clean those images away, and delete them so we can recreate them.